So let's do a video, just go over what we talked about earlier on the video. Basically, we hit exactly where I talked about. And the reason that I saw that as the place to be hit was because this looked like, again, A, B, C right here. And so overall, A, B is what I see. And it hit the area that I thought it would. So if we get a lower CPI tomorrow and it does blast off and goes way higher, then it's going to be a very not normal ABC pattern. This is clearly ABC. As far as it could go, is 477 will be the 1.61 fib. Anything over that is not a normal C wave, except though we do see right here that we had the same thing happen right here. So we were at 393, we got A, B, and then a C wave that went from 393 all the way to 410. So it is not impossible, but I would say the more likely play is to the downside, just based on normal ABC patterns. Like this came down here to 393, this is at 391.70. This went about $1.50 higher than the A wave. So the most likely scenario is we go down tomorrow, and that would just be a 5-wave move. And again, if we just look at we came to basically 399. We were at 410. 11 points below 391 is 380. So you can see, based on technical analysis on this move, we should see 380 this week. Based on how much volatility is going to be, the next move should be down. If we do get a move up here, then I would look, I guess it's kind of hard to say where to look on this. Options were saying, I think somewhere around like 406 to 407, and then probably like, I think it was 11-point move actually. So maybe like 408, 409, 410. So up to the very top of this, or 387. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it sells off a bunch tomorrow, then that's obviously going to change too. If we do get a move up here, if we get this move comes up all the way up here, we would look at it then as probably a flat. So it would be like A, B, and you probably just get a C wave down to here. Unless it comes all the way up here and we make an expanded flat. If that were the case, then we'd be looking at, let's say it goes to like 415 or 413, we'd be looking down here still at 380 for the next move. So it really depends on CPI, but the chart is showing lower, and it just makes the most sense. Like I talked about in the last video, this is about 21 points higher, and then this is also 21 points higher than 389. So if we're going back here, this could be the end of the B wave, and we spike up here, and then that would look like this. It would look like A, B, and we'd probably get a C wave. This A wave would probably go to like 415, and then we would spike up here and probably go all the way up here to like 430 or 440. So that's if it's a good CPI and Powell raises rates only 50 basis points. But I would say that's unlikely tomorrow. I think the best play is to trap the bears and come down here to daily demand and then melt up after that. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. The yields were correcting, and if you watched the video earlier, I had this as a 5-wave move, and since it's a 5-wave move, we're looking for a B wave. This supports the melt up, because if we were just doing a corrective wave here, then we'd be ready to go to new highs. But I think that if you zoom out here on the daily time frame, you can see a lot clearer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So clear 5-wave move. So we're looking for a B wave and then another move lower. How far are we along this B wave is the question. I think that we could. Now we're probably not finished with it because we got 352 here, we got 340 here, we're at 359. I would expect a spike to 371, and then we also have the 1.61 fib is around there too. So we can also draw parallel line around here. I don't think that's going to matter with this one actually, because it's going to make it look like, well, we already hit the top of the parallel line. So we'll see what happens. This could potentially be finished as far as an ABC pattern. And then we're looking out here, and this is why I feel like there might be some more melt up going on. Because if this is a 5-wave move, it has to be A or 1. If it's A, we still have B and then a C wave down. If it's 1, then we're looking for 2, and then we're going to get 3, 4, 5. So based on that being impulsive, we know there's going to be another move down. So that's why I don't think we're ready for the correction yet, that everyone is wanting down to the low 300s. So if we get a chance to get down here to 380, I would get rid of all your puts. Maybe keep a few if you want to, if you're not sure, but I would probably unload right here, because at the worst, you're going to get a bounce back. And then you can reload again if you find out that that's ends up being the top at 410. So yields, expect another move down. That's bullish, but could be bearish short term. The VIX, I think it's pretty bullish for the VIX to be rising and the market be rising, because now the VIX is more likely to pull back, and we're already at 398. So we'll see how that works out. The VIX is kind of hard to gauge right now. It's so random. The dollar is 105 right now. So if we think yields are going to spike a little bit more, then, or if they're finished already, let's just see. This looks like the dollar is really weird right now. This looks like a corrective move. That's corrective. And then this right here is also corrective. So it's kind of hard to say right now. I'm still waiting for it to break one way, and that'll give us a clear picture. 105.82, break above that, or break below that. It's either in the fourth wave still, and this is A and this is B, and we're waiting for a C wave up here higher, or up at the very top of this, or we are, I don't even know on this right now. It looks like a diagonal, but it's kind of in no man's land right now until we break above one of these sides. So we'll just watch it and see what happens. Let's look at QQQ. QQQ is somewhat similar to SPY, except for not quite. Let's see here. So very beginning, very top, this is clearly ABC right here. Actually, it's probably 5-wave move right here. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it looks like to me. 5-wave move right there. Or let's just look at this on lower time frames, because if we have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4 right here. We got to go on lower time frames. I would say it's finished right here. We got 293, 4 points lower. It's got to be finished right there. This has got to be a 5th wave. So on QQQ, I'm looking for, if this is a 5-wave move right here, and this is ABC, we're looking for a B wave down, or is a top right here. So it looks to me like this is going to end up being the same as SPY pretty much. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 right here actually. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is A, B, C, but it might get a little bit more higher on this. So we got 281, 3 points higher, 288 maybe. But again, it's got to make a big move. If it makes a big move and invalidates this 5-wave move, so it would be a second to third wave. If we come all the way past the 0.5 fib and get up here around like 287, 288, then I would consider this instead A, B, and we're looking for a C wave down here. So if this is a 4th wave, same thing as SPY, we're expecting a big move down to complete the overall 5th wave. And that could actually be the start of the 5-wave move down. We'd be looking for down to here, pull back to 285, and then we'd be looking for a 3rd wave, which would take us all the way down, or maybe even down here, 240. So same thing on QQQ. The most likely direction for tomorrow is down. Let's get an exact target here. Probably right where I already have it. So 276 to 274, except for if we go to the daily time frame, just like on SPY, the demand zone is right here. The daily demand, the last daily demand, because you see we have these big moves. The red candle before that, you can draw a rectangle right on that, and that's your daily demand. So 268 all the way to 263, that's equivalent to where SPY would have sold off if it goes down to 380. So that's potential, or we just come down to this area. But if we come down to here, I would imagine we'd come all the way down to here. So, and I guess you can look at this too as the same as SPY, ABC. It just looks more of a 5-wave than SPY, but I think it's probably the same thing. And then we would get a 5-wave move down here to the demand zone at 268, 263. On TQQQ or TQQQ, that would look like, let's go to the daily. That would be looking like anywhere from 1867 to 1758. So that would be a pretty good buying opportunity if you're looking at TQQQ, because remember the bottom here is at 1630. So that would be a pretty good buying opportunity if you're looking to go long and you want to play it with leverage. So same thing, QQQQ looking at 268, 263. Let's look at Dow Jones. We can look at the demand area on the Dow as well. The demand area on the Dow is going to be around in this area. It's going to be, I think this candle is better because we got up here and we didn't come back down. So the daily demand on the Dow would be 32.6 to 31.9. And is that the 1.61 fib of? Yeah, it's right around the 1.61 fib. So that would be a good demand area on the Dow Jones. IWM, this one influenced me to consider SPY as an ABC move. As far as demand, we're looking at anywhere from 179 to 174. That's right in my target. So IWM is actually probably has the least to fall, but let's look at the 1.61 fib again. And actually, I don't know if this already bottomed now. Let's see, it's probably a, looks like a B wave to me, so A, B, C maybe. Same thing, we're looking at $173, maybe only down here to 176. So the demand zone, I would just be looking at that if you're trying to buy IWM right around in this area. Good buy. What else is there? Bitcoin. Bitcoin still in the exact same spot. Last time I did a video on this, it came all the way up to 17.4. Where is that 18,000 candle at? There it is. So Bitcoin, I thought could still raise all the way up here to 18,000, but maybe not. Remains to be seen, but still in a fourth wave until the overall market sells off. So this could potentially go higher than that, or it might just get stuck here, but still looking around this area before the final sell off to 10 to 12,000. So that's pretty much it. Go over it one more time, but just look for the most likely scenario. We sell off to the daily demand here at 381 to 374. We hit my target of 398. If we do end up getting some crazy move higher, then that's most likely means that this was actually the X wave or the B wave. And so that means we're not going to go to daily demand right now. And we held this level right here, which means we're probably doing this again. A, B, and then we get a C wave up here. And it'll probably be pretty quick too, I would imagine. As far as targets go, the targets are probably going to be a lot higher because 390, 410, probably looking at 430, probably a double top with the August highs if this were to happen. And it might be pretty quick. It might take like a week or two. That would be lower CPI and then Powell raises at 50 basis points. I think this could happen. And if we sell off down to here, it's probably because we're going to get hot CPI. And then I would imagine that Powell, maybe he still does 50 basis points. I don't know how it would come down here and then go all the way up there. So I don't know the narratives, but the most likely scenario is down here to daily demand. Anyway, that's it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm hedged both ways. I got UVXY puts. I got SPY sold puts. I didn't buy any calls in my long-term portfolio. I just said UVXY puts, SPY sold puts. I already have regular puts, long dated. And what else do I have? I own Amazon, so I actually did some options around that. So I'm kind of bullish on that as well. But I'm overall pretty like delta neutral on that account. The other account, I took some risks. I actually bought some Tesla calls. I only spent like $600 on some $195 calls for December 23rd. Just a risky bet, and UVXY puts. And what else did I buy? I don't have any calls in that account, and I have a lot of puts. Oh, and I did a call spread for like 406, 407 for the 16th. So I'm hedged both ways. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think the downside is more likely, but we'll see. So that's it. Have a good night. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully all of us make a ton of money. Hopefully we all get rich tomorrow. Have a good night.